It stands majestically in the heart of the capital city, Port of Spain, a reminder of Trinidad and Tobago's historical and religious legacy. The Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception has served as a sanctuary to people of all faiths, to many residents in and around the city's environs, and to many of the 250,000 commuters who drop in or pass by every day, some to worship, others to simply find some kind of solace from the weariness of their daily lives. Built in 1851, the cathedral has served as a refuge for thousands, whether new immigrants or descendants of colonial gentry, visitors or parishioners. The doors of the cathedral have witnessed the passage of thousands and welcomed them all. But the years since have taken their toll, and what has been over decades a symbol of architectural majesty has begun to crack and fade. And just as it was built back then by the goodwill of the people, fueled by the grace of God, so today calls for the restoration of this magnificent structure are being answered from the bosom of Trinidad and Tobago. One such group that has answered the call is the nation's artists, who, entrusted with the gifts of sight and skill, have risen up and wholeheartedly given what is dearest to them, their work.
It's not just a worthy cause, it's an honorable cause to restore things that help contribute to this reality we call Trinidad and Tobago, which has been good to all of us in many ways. So it's very easy for that, and the best thing to do is to contribute with what you do, with yourself, with your talent, with anything. So it was very easy for me to come on board, no problem.
I think it's important that we preserve our heritage. These buildings are precious to us. To lose it would lose part of who we are, and it's important that we all support what belongs to us.
And in a show of encouragement of the goodwill of the artistic community, His Grace Archbishop Edward J. Gilbert opened his official residence for the hosting of an auction of over 90 pieces of art in various media. The art auction was the first in a series of fundraising activities as part of the Archbishop's appeal for restoration of the Mother Church of the diocese. The restoration project is expected to be completed over a 5-year period at a cost of 15 million TT dollars.
In the middle of November, they're going to begin. So we're not going to need the 15 million all at once. So we can get 2 or 3 million, 5 or 6 million, and then move into it that way. We're concerned also that pieces of the cathedral are so old that they can chip and fall. As you know, there's a heavy traffic on the street outside the side of the cathedral, and people walk there all the time. So we're concerned that people won't get hurt. And I'm inclined to expect that number to go higher. For example, when I was in Dominica and you had a budget for finishing a roof, for example, you took the roof off and you found out that the top 3 feet of the wall were gone. So your budget went right up. So right now we're just going to tell everybody the truth, and we're going to try and go to the public generally to really motivate them to help us with this National Historic Site, which is going to also benefit the Catholic Church, no doubt about it.
Archbishop Gilbert admits the task is a challenging one, but the precarious state of the structure necessitates that extensive restoration be undertaken to preserve the building's integrity.
And one of the things with old buildings, as I'm sure you know, is you open a wall thinking you have this kind of a job and you find all sorts of new troubles. So that's why the original project is a 5 to 10 year project. But as you know, some of the cathedrals in Europe took 500 years to finish, because they just kept on running out of money and running out of money. So what we're hoping to do is, with this, we're beginning to reach out to foundations all over the world who have, 15 zeros after their name. So if you can motivate them to make a contribution, and I mean 6-7 figures, then you have a fighting chance to get this thing done.
A goal he thinks can be achieved given the response to the appeal thus far.
The first year of the Archbishop's appeal, we put a target date on it for 3,500,000, and the people have given me over 6. So the response of the people has been good, and on October 18th we'll begin the second year of the Archbishop's appeal. So we're hoping that that this will be successful, but it's going to be Archbishop Harris's job to finish it. And he mentioned that at the ordination, that this is going to be one of his priorities.
The newly ordained coadjutor Archbishop Joseph Harris says he's ready to take up the challenge.
In those days, they called diocesan priests secular priests. So I said, Mom, why? And she said to me, son, if you become a secular priest, you'll be looking for money all your life. Well, if she were alive now, she would recognize that as a religious priest, I've also been looking for money all my life. And that now, more than ever, I have to look for plenty money to finish the cathedral.
The National Trust also recognizes the value of this architectural gem and has listed the cathedral as a significant heritage site. As such, Archbishop Gilbert feels there may be some input from government at an appropriate juncture.
When we launched the Archbishop's Appeal in July, one of the things that we did was one of the government ministers was there, and the government minister said that when the time comes, they would try to help. Now, obviously, they can't make this a priority. It's not going to be a big budget line or anything like that. But when the time comes, we're going to need their help and their contacts for us to proceed with this, because they know and we know that when they finish the cathedral, it's going to benefit Trinidad and Tobago. So they have a vested interest in trying to help us, and this isn't a political issue, so there shouldn't be any trouble with it.
The event, which took the form of a silent auction, was also conducted online, giving the international public a chance to participate in the exercise. Here at home, it was an opportunity for art lovers and philanthropists to own original work that captures the hands, soul, and face of this nation.